Alrighty, welcome back. So here we are on another map. So today we're going to be looking at Mirak Valley here. Very nice scenery here. You know, you got the mountains in the back, covered with snow. Got the clouds looking like it might rain. Looks very nice actually. I really like this map. Um, it's taking place in the middle of kind of like a construction area, I would say, with a little bit of houses. Um, Up here's houses, and then the middle construction-ish. Maybe they're building. It's kind of high rises, I would say. These are kind of tall. And then over here you got more houses. So let's go and start. Guess we'll go down this path. Which I would say this map's a little bit bigger than Eastwood, actually. Maybe about the same size. I'm not too sure, but I think this map's a little bit bigger in my opinion. So we got a couple of the houses here. Very different looking than the Eastwood map that we did. I think this one takes place in Tajikistan, which I'm not sure if that's like a play on like Afghanistan or not, if that's like made up. I'm not gonna lie, but I watched this guy who travels around. He kind of like travels around, stays in people's places, and this kind of does look like it would be based off Afghanistan, just with rugs and stuff on the floor, because they don't really sleep on beds there, to my knowledge. Right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but based on what I've seen in the videos. So another house here. The rugs on the floor, I got the rugs on the wall. Not as nice as Eastwood, but different area, different living conditions. And they got the food on the floor, because I believe they eat on the floor there, if I'm not mistaken. So that's what would make sense to me, as this is based off Afghanistan. Another little house, a little bit of trash everywhere. Which I'm not sure what that is. Maybe a wrapper of sorts. Looks like they got direct TV here. You got the satellite on the house. Got the nice military truck here. Another little house. It's gonna be like the same kind of thing that's gonna be sprouted around all the other houses, right? I mean, with the rugs on the floor, it seems to be a reused asset. Nothing really too creative on this map. Seems to be just kind of the same. I mean, this one actually has a huge bed in here. What in the world? With a sleeping bag on it. Huh. Man, that was really tiny. That's sleeping like a 3-foot human in there, I'd say. That's really, really small. I like the walls. You can see they've seen better days. It really gives you an example of how many families possibly have lived here through generations. And yeah, I think it's kind of interesting. It's like a tray, so it's sectioned off. You'd have like your meat and potatoes here. You'd have maybe like rice or corn or like a piece of biscuit or something. I don't know. Very interesting little detail. I think this is a bathroom, which really different when you look at it. I mean, this is so like dark and kind of like gloomy and stuff, but when I close that, it lets in the natural lighting. That is really nice, actually. Huh. It really changes the vibe of the place when you do that. I wonder if I shoot this out. Wow, it does get really dark in here. And then if I shoot that one out. Now I wonder if I open this. Oh yeah, it illuminates it a little bit. But this is really bright in here in my opinion. I mean, it's a nice little room. I feel like I'm in a different area. I'm not even part of the scenery here, the zone. These are nice little toilets. Little toilet here. It looks fairly basic, but nice. You can hear the sink. Very interesting. Well, and some lighting here to light up the area. We'll go upstairs here. Got a little rug on the wall. Oh, looks like they have like a little bed, little cot thing. this area here where they dry their clothes. That's really nice. You know, you got the mountain in the back with the clouds. Very cool. See the construction that's being built. And then up here, got a nice little attic. Very, very cool. So we'll go explore the neighbor's house. See what they're cooking up in here. So they're cooking up some cleaning. They got a broom in here. Another big bed. Nice little dresser here, I'd say, with some books on it. And you got the kitchen, which has some trash in it. So they gotta definitely get that taken care of. And like the other house prior, they have a nice little attic. Now they have what appears to be a storage area for cement. It's probably like a concrete mixer or something, or a cement mixer. I wonder if this guy works at the construction area and they're using his house as storage. That's pretty cool. You got a house all the way out here that you can go to, it looks like. A nice little field. Very big, very open. I really like this map. Gives you a sense of appreciation. Here, jet soaring over. And we got Inferno Tiger 82 on here. I wonder where he's up to or where he's at. So this looks very barren and empty. Not much going on in this house. Kind of looks like they just put this here to have out here. That's missiles. What was that? What? That was scary. It's like a scream almost. Just an empty room here. Nothing too much going on. It's a nice little area. You know, if you're trying to snipe people, you can just sit out here and not have to worry about anything. You got some more houses down there. You can't go to those, unfortunately. They're out of bounds. It'd be cool if you could go up the mountains and snipe from over there. But hopefully in the future they add bigger maps. You know, I'm really looking forward to that. We got the winter offensive update coming out soon, so that'll be pretty fun to play on. I can't remember if I've ever been out here. I mean, possibly with like the anti-air. I've been out here trying to do that one challenge where you have to kill like 50 air units, which is pretty annoying to do. Because sometimes you'll have like a forced crash, and the forced crash doesn't count towards any completion of that. So you actually have to get the kill, which is a huge time sink. And it's funny because I did it on this map. Because you can get an AA vehicle from your headquarters, or you can get one from, I believe it's C's here, that'll spawn an AA, so it's pretty nice to do it on this map. So here we are, the construction area, which is very, very big. It's a big center piece of the map. You know, you have people that go up the zip lines and go up there and they fight, so they can get vantage points to snipe, which is cool. Got a nice little excavator here. Sounds like it's running, actually. Very cool. I'm not really sure how much interesting stuff's going to be in here. I mean, I'm sure people have seen this already. You know, this is kind of like a huge contingency when people are fighting, whether it be through breakthrough or like conquest. You know, I believe D's here and another breakthrough objective. So I'm sure people have seen this area before. See the rebar exposed through there, but it's not really an interesting area. And I'm sure everybody's been over there. That's cool. Some rubble just fell from there. Very interesting. I wanted to go up here, but I guess the portal mode doesn't have the zip line for whatever reason, which is just ridiculous. Because I wanted to explore this, but I can't, so... yeah. I wonder if you could shoot that down. Doesn't look like it. there's something that's cool. Looks like a house. That's in smithereens. Half of it at least would appear. It's cool when you see something like this. It's kind of like it tells a story in a sense, you know. I don't know why my map. I can look all the way down here, but I can't look up there. But anyways, so this looks like it's in the middle of being demolished. Yeah, it definitely is, which is pretty cool. I wonder what they're taking it down for. They got the doors stripped off. Half of it's in pieces and shambles. You can go up here. Oh, they don't get the ladder down, so that's cool. Oh, the little empty building here. And you got your house there. Looks like this guy might have been a farmer or something, maybe. You got a nice field here with a fence. A nice little plant. I like that a lot. It's very beautiful. The house, not so much. It's pretty much a pigsty in here. It's pretty bad. It's dirty. It's got trash everywhere. Not very good looking. All right, so let's continue. Yeah, maybe it was a farm. It looks like maybe like a water thing here. Probably non-potable. Little gas tank for whatever reason. Got a house all the way out here. Makes you wonder what they're doing. You got the power lines going through, transferring the electricity to the houses so they can connect to the power grid, which is cool. Over here, just a random house out in the distance, which actually looks like where they store, you know, like grass. Maybe that's hay. Possibly they got animals out here that they feed. Kind of looks like a storage barn almost. Which I think you can go out here. Yeah, you can go out here to the border. It's very nice. Wow, I've actually never been over here, so let's explore this actually. This is interesting. I've never seen this where you can go all the way out here. Wow. Dude, this map is huge. If they would have added buildings or more objectives out here, I think this would have been so cool. If there was anything out here, like an Easter egg, I mean, this is huge. I've never been over here ever. I don't know if you can get over here in the map, but wow. Ooh, there's trees out there, I think. Bunch of rocks. Hear the jet soaring over. Yeah, this is incredible. I mean, I've never been over here. Wow. Look at this. This is crazy. Got the water here. Just flowing through rocks, because that makes sense, but we're not going to knock it. I don't think you can go underwater in this game, but this is really deep, and somehow I have my weapon out. Not sure how that works, but we're not going to question it. So maybe they were supposed to put stuff over here, and they just never got to it, and they just kind of left it open for players. But I think this is really cool, really unseen, unused part of the map here. Which sounds like I'm walking on concrete, but I'm Walking on rocks. This map, man. This map is huge. Holy. Look at this thing. I'm just this little guy all the way out here. You can go all the way over here, all the way up there, go out here. Because, I don't know, I feel like right here is where it would cut off originally. But for some reason in this portal, you can come all the way out here. Wow. Mirak Valley, man, this is really something. This place is huge. I can't believe this. Very cool. Got the missiles coming in. Rockets, rather. So cool. I really like this. Alright, I'm going to pause. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to run all the way over there. So here, I actually ran into an issue where it drew the map. Like, it ran into a draw. So I just had to restart it, which actually a good tip that I'll use in the future. If I don't want to run somewhere, I'll just restart the map. But it was nice because I was like kind of exploring down here and trying to figure some things out, see if there's anything hidden. But it became a draw, and I don't want to go back all the way over there. It was pretty empty anyways. So let's continue where we left off. We did up here. We did a little bit over here. We did the middle, of course. Then we did over here. So we just got this side of the map left. So we'll start here at this little outhouse, I'd say. You know, it's got a little tire, little barrel. Maybe go up here and just drop a dookie in there or something. I don't know. Over here, some more houses. I wonder if these are going to be the same houses from the other area we explored, which it kind of looks like it's reminiscent of that. So probably just reused assets. Going in here, yeah, this looks pretty similar, not gonna lie. The kitchen, this looks like a spitting image of the other house we saw, the first one. Nice little cabinet or shelves to store some things. This outside area is pretty nice. They got some wine. I don't know if that's the great grape wine that's present in California. Let's have a look. What's that say? It says bottle wine since 1932, 82. I don't know. Plastic chairs, universal of the world. So here's where you get some more of the sad part. People's houses have been destroyed. These have turned into trenches. You can see a lot of the war really took place here. It's crazy. I mean, you think about the old war and, you know, World War II and stuff. They'd have trenches here where it's all wet. And to get, like, trench foot and to get, like, crazy diseases on their foot. And, ugh. It's gruesome when you think about things like that. And, you know, 100 years, not 100, but 80 years later, here I am making a video on the maps of Battlefield 6 from the comfort of my home. You know, it's kind of crazy. Times have changed. You know, it looks like the soldiers took this over and they put their stuff here. You know, their munitions crates. Like, what is this? 36 kilograms. I don't know what that is to weight, but this is like 120 millimeter. Is that a K, an H? Highly explosive. So is that 120 millimeter highly explosive 40 S40? I think it's probably tank shells in there, because I think the Abrams or whatever, the tanks in this, they use 120 millimeter highly explosive shells. So this tank absolutely got destroyed. Man, the reminiscence of war sure is eerie here. But you can actually go up here. I did this once for a challenge. For the recon challenge. I came up here in like a breakthrough game. I just sat here and just sniped everybody. It was so great. But it sucks because your scope glistens and you can get spotted easily. So looks like some outskirts of the war there. Man, you can hear the wind, like, going through this. This is crazy. There's probably like a sound cue or a sound you would have never heard if you weren't up here. So I'm kind of curious to go see these vehicles out here, and maybe if I can get out there, I'll try that, and probably wrap it up because everybody's been over there. That's where one of the objectives is to cap, so not much going on, so we'll just parachute over here real quick. Massive crater here. Probably looks like an artillery shell hit there and blew up that. A couple tanks here. Probably seen better days stuck in the mud here, but once we're in use, full operation. Makes you wonder how many bodies they got. How many soldiers they killed before they were, you know, inoperable. It's cool. So this one's not on fire. But if you look at this one's on fire. So did this recently, like, succumb to its, like, battle? Like, did it just, like, lose its fight? Like, I don't know. But it's interesting to think about. Because this is seen better days. Alright, so moving out over here. It looks like I can get out here, which is pretty cool. Walk through the water. It's, you know, you can see your footsteps. Cool. A little attention to detail there. Man, this is such a good map. I really like the atmosphere of this, you know. I think they did a really good job on this map. Go through here, see more of my footprints in the water. I think is just a really good attention to detail, you know. Really adds immersion to it. Got the tank things here, so they can't drive through them. You can't go to this tower. Very cool. Man, the sheer scale of this thing. Whew. This thing's massive. I wish there was like a zip line or something. Oh, wow. Look at this. What is this? This is a hollowed out. Oh, wow. What? This is why I like these videos. You know, you would have never noticed something like this. Like, wow, just a power line, just power pole out here or whatever. And then you look behind it and it's a rock. That's hollowed out. You can't shoot through, but you can see through it. Can't go in there, but you go through it, and then boom. Very cool. Yeah, this is just massive. I can't believe the sheer scale of it. And got the road over here. You got some fires out there, which we're going to go see real quick, see if I can get lit on fire. Some kind of blockade up there with the vehicles. Actually, some houses out there. I wonder if I can go out there. So we'll see these things real quick. Which is interesting, because once you're here, you don't really see it, but from further away, you do. This is all charred. Yeah, it's really cool. It's like it doesn't render in when you're near it, which is interesting. And then we'll go over here. Hopefully I can see these houses because they look kind of interesting from the distance, which it looks like I might be able to get away with it. Which these don't even look rendered in. Oh my. Wow, these are just really low pixels. Wow, look at these things. Surprised you can't go through them. But you weren't supposed to come out here and see these. They didn't even furnish them or detail them or anything. Look at that. Maybe you can... Oh, look at this car. So interesting that they would put this in the game and then you know, not model it, or you can't. I don't think you can come over here in like Conquest, but for these maps or this portal you can. So usually be like cut off like right here, kind of like how it was down here. But they still put time to put these things in the game and, you know, make them accessible for people. Which, shoot this open, you can look in there. It's very cool. And you got the low resed house here. Can't even get on top of them. Wow. I wonder if these have like kind of like just an invisible, kind of not a sky block, but something there. And you got another one down there, but I definitely can't go out there. But yeah. So that was Mirak Valley, which is a very cool map. I think it's based off of like Afghanistan kind of area. When you load into the map, you can see where it's based off of. Looks like it's in the Middle East there. So very cool map. I enjoyed it. If you guys liked it, leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.